greetings. Thank you for joining us. We're back. Thank you for joining us for the fifth broadcasting for the fifth dimension. Greetings. This is going to be kind of a strange one for that's the holidays, and Halloween is right down the corner. I figure I connect to Cupid instead of any of the other Halloween stuff. Talking about going in the other direction. I'm not sure if people are ready for this, but I don't care. Here we go. I was connecting on the way back here from Wally Land. Don't forget, I do that for all of you going out there. That's where the war is. It truly is. You can go to nature and channel with the trees, but where it all comes down to the materialistic nightmare that called reality, that is where the real war is. We're here to heal that vibration. So after I'm long gone, some of this will be taken more seriously. So it'll be easier when I'm out of here, that's for sure. So anyway, I digress. And it's allergy season. My allergies are like, I slept most of yesterday, and today I slept a good portion of it. So it's allergy central. Thank you. Change of weather. I'm not sure if it lives in the desert it'd be any better, but you never know. So why are we here? Yes, Cupid. Once again, I digress a little bit. Here we are. Now we're back to Cupid. So, I got the message. I'll just say it, and some of the Cupid energies are probably connected as I'm going through it, but either way. And of course, other spirit guides, angels, aliens. I think I'll leave the aliens for the rest of the week. Today is Cupid hour, and I'm still not heading to hit the message, have I? I'm kind of just wandering around it, aren't I? So basically, obviously, all of us have male and female vibrations within us. So, when you're in this reality, or whatever reality, the opposite or the same sex. Let's go for the opposite sex connects to you, and am I connecting to that right? Or okay, let's do the same sex for now. Let's do the opposite. We're all over the place. Either way, you run into a somebody or somebodies that connect to you, and basically connect to your feminine or your male side to you. So they want to have basically a relationship with that side of you, not necessarily in this lifetime, but in another lifetime. So basically, when you're in the spirit realm, flying around as this, vibration, you have no gender. Of course, modern humanity does not. They feel like this is all there is. Good luck with that, God. If this is all there is, we are doomed for eternity. Jeez. Sorry, I had to add that. But, now you're back in the spirit, you're just flying around, you're flying with other beings. It's like, I connect to your feminine energies. Do you want to be a female so I can be your lover? So, the energy that's connected to you is like a male. It's like I want to connect to the female of you or the male of you so I can be your lover, basically, if that made any bit of sense whatsoever. So, basically, it's not always going to have relationships in this incarnations, but there'll be other aspects of you, or this aspect of you is that hopefully that's not made some bit of sense, but so it's like your feminine side will, when you're back into spirit, your feminine side, so you decide to incarnate as a female instead of a male. So why do souls choose a female or a female lifetime? You choose that lifetime, male or female, whatever it might be for your mission. But a lot of it is to have a relationship with that person. And so I want to connect to that female side of you, so I incarnate as a female so the male can have an incarnation, connection with you. Or vice versa, or both genders or whatever. So it's like you figure it out throughout your duration of incarnations, maybe not in this lifetime, but a future lifetime with a soul that's connecting to you. So you see somebody on the street and you're sort of attracted to each other or whatever. and then you know, reconnect again in the spirit realms, or you're connecting now, or now, or now. And so you decide. So basically you're wondering why you chose a female or male incarnation. That is one of the reasons. That's not the reason. Sometimes to do a mission, you need to be a male or a female, depending on what it is. Because some aren't going to listen to you if you're a female, because this world's all male dominated. It's all stupid. So, you know, you incarnate as a male instead, they might listen to you there. So that has a lot to do with it too. But a lot of it is that your future lovers are already want to be with you as a female or male. And so you agree to it. As for where it goes and what happens is all up in the air. So during your current connections, it's like I want to see you out in the open and doing something, like on this world, in the Paradise Island we have here. And you want to see you in action to see if they want to have a relationship with you at all. So seeing you in the spirit realm flying around doesn't, you know, that kind of gives them an idea of what the hell they're going to connect to. But seeing you in action is a whole different deal. So that doesn't mean they're going to have an incarnation here, but sometimes they disconnect you in spirit. It's like, wow, I'd like to give you a shot or something like that. So then you'll have it's like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, and, you know, and go down Horror Avenue or whatever. So give you kind of an idea of why souls choose certain male or female incarnate. Yeah, and when you're in spirit, it doesn't really, this is all just male and female is kind of, who cares? Yeah, you're just a spirit energy. You're experiencing millions of things at once, and that's a part of it, but that's not all of it. So you experience whatever the hell you want, basically. And some do reincarnate more in female incarnations to become more feminine, or vice versa, or whatever, or add more male to the female, whatever it might be. Everyone has their own way of doing things. That was a message from Cupid. That was fascinating. Not something I would normally connect to. Is like I'm mostly connected to exit off of Earth. How do you get off this planet? Oh, okay, can't. So just alright, do what we can while we're here. So that was fascinating. It's not always has to do with relationships. A lot of people here are not in a relationship because it's like, yeah, it's like you incarnate here. It's like, ugh, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna be with those people. It's like that might have been okay as a thought, but screw that. So, which happens a lot too. So, once you get into the deal, doesn't mean you're gonna go through with it or not. So, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You know. So you have like this busload of souls you might connect with, but then you change your mind altogether and just dump it all out. Who knows? Yeah. When you get here, it's a whole different story. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to connect to them or not. So, yeah, this is the message that came through when I was at the parks. Is basically a lot of those in a spiritual direction, spiritual leader, whatever it might be, or spiritual whatever it is, direction. Relationships aren't always necessary because you are connecting to God and others around. You don't necessarily need a physical connection. It's not that important. I mean, it's nice and everything, I guess. Depends, but a lot of it is just basically because you're connecting outward to others. You might not be doing it on a physical, but on a spiritual vibration you're sending out constantly. And you're having and you're already exhausted by that, and then to have a personal connection isn't always necessary. So, different ways of looking at that, but a lot of it's just the mission. You know, sometimes when you're going to war, it's better just to go solo, basically. Everyone's different, of course. Not everybody's going to agree with the vibrations they're connecting to. It's just, especially in a world like this, it's like, maybe it's best just to go solo. So, sometimes it is better that way, as some know. Okay, I'm not sure where else we're going with all this, but Alright, as IvanTotal.com, we have private sessions throughout the week. If you're new to all of this, we have whatever this is, schedule. We have one-headed channel, be weird. We have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. We have also the shop around 8 days for some. Yeah, I'll catch up a little bit better tomorrow. It's the same thing here. Search social. We also have channelers and healers. Social network and the Jake Comics. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for enjoying this trip through the land of the insane. Another thing for gender decisions here is, it's like what is the best gender to incarnate in to complete your growth, your lessons, your mission, whatever. Of course, it's all called a mission, but however. It's like, what's necessary? What will speed things up? What will slow it down? Like, if you have a female incarnation, you want many lovers, you kind of take things slow. Ways for your mission. You have many other incarnations, and like have many female incarnations, and then incarnate as a male to, like, you'll have all these family lifetimes, and then just say, okay, now I'm gonna have my worker lifetime, be the male or the female, whatever it might be. Sometimes you want to change it up and do the male, do something different. It's like, okay, I've done that, beat that to death. So let's try something different. So the same goes with the male or whatever. Sometimes males are at home and the female is at work. You have that. And we're heading more into that direction. Where we're heading now is, should find out, we're heading into a land of chaos. But not always for the worse. But for those that aren't aware of what's going on, fear, whatever it might be, it's okay. We're going into a land of, I'm going to call it the unknown. Let's see, we have November coming up, we have Halloween coming up, and that's basically a ritual, Illuminati ritual, child sacrifice day, basically. Depending on who you're talking to. Of course, they do that weekly. But on Halloween, it's a different day. They do set the agendas on Halloween, depending on who you connect to. They have parties, and of course, you have Illuminati parties, the other Halloween parties. Nobody's going to notice you're doing like a Satan holiday, a Satan whatever they're doing. So, Halloween is a big, even the weekend, this past weekend, which I didn't think about as a ritual weekend when you think about it. Of course, my video's a little bit out of focus, but that matters. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that was a ritual weekend. Right before Halloween, because everybody does their Halloween parties usually weekend before Halloween. Of course, I do it on Halloween too. But the weekend before Halloween is usually where all the... they set the agendas. Not to say that everything's fully in stone. The weather manipulation energies are obviously full power in certain areas of the world. As America begins to awaken, I would feel less weather manipulations happening here. Not yet. Many need it for soul growth. While you have hurricanes, while you have even cold weather can be healed eventually. Many are not ready to let go. Yeah, you're in the circus of third dimension, or whatever you want to call it, this reality. So when you graduate out of it, as more souls just like, I don't want to experience this anymore, then you feel the major shift come. And that's happening, just not on a grand scale. We are going to a shift of more soul awareness, basically more knowing about who you are. Basically, you want to know their whole meaning of all. It's basically connecting more to your spiritual self, basically. You just basically realize your energy, you can do anything. Instead of having all these, you can't do this, you can't do that, just clear all that. You can do anything. At least spiritually. Eventually, you can connect to timelines. Not everything, you can't make, winning the lottery come in, unless you want it, but sometimes it's better not to do that. But for alien connections will definitely increase because they want to connect to us more than anything. At least on a spiritual level, eventually that will become more part of our physical level when humanity, at least in the United States, gets their head out of their ass. Grow up. It's not easy. What you got? Video games, TV. You got all this stuff to keep one in a, entertained like you keep a kid entertained in their nursery. I'd say everyone's like that, but quite a few of them are. Well, it depends on how you look at it. At least spiritually, is still in the nursery mentality. Yes, the old, I was going to title this actually more of the old baby boomer stuff. I might title that tomorrow. Yeah, they cause a lot of damage to our reality when you really think about it. Cause restrictions, what government rule and what religion rule, which is part of the past too. But they could have changed things up a little bit. So they got lazy, comfortable. Comfort is the worst thing that ever happened to society, and we're already seeing it. We've seen it for a long time. Is you got to take a vacation. Vacations are very, very bad vacationing when you think about it. So baby boomers are definitely not perfect, obviously, but have caused a lot of harms to our reality. Now we have serial killers and all that for entertainment. Like Universal, serial killers are today's entertainment. That's how it is. It's like, even Alfred Hitchcock put that in Psycho. That was like his biggest movie was Psycho. It's like, oh well, so you wonder why we have the world we have today. Doesn't take much. So when you're ready to release from that frame of mind, you'll have a new Earth. We're going into it. There's just many aren't ready to let the old world go. The old world, the bicycle of the old reality, the thinking is slowly retiring. Religion is eventually, we're going to, basically humanity will eventually put the Pope in retirement and just end that whole thing altogether. Not yet. We need a father still. We need somebody to call themselves God. For now, it's eventually, like anything else, it's going to die out eventually. I don't know when that's going to die. I don't think it's going to happen this lifetime, but you never know. Not likely. You never know. You never know. A lot of people are going to start questioning religion too. They already are. Those numbers are going to start doubling over time. Not yet. It's like we're in the warming up phase. We're not. Of course, that's always been going on, but I have a more distinctive understanding of what's happening here. You can see also the alien energies connecting more with us. People taking it more seriously. That's on a spiritual level. Even churches might even adapt to that. That would be interesting. You see these Baptist churches that tell you you're going to hell. It's like, and maybe they'll take more of an astral point of view, look at Pleiadians, Syrians, etc. Yeah, funny something. Yeah, you never know. That would really, really change the vibration of the earth for sure. It's funny how that made that noise right when that happened. So that would really, it'll help. And of course, connecting to angels and spirits, of course, taking it more seriously, because they talk about this stuff. And at least in, imagine in Catholic religion. Catholic religion is pretty much the same as Baptists and Methodists, and I don't know how the Asian religions go, but, or at least for Buddhism, but Buddhism's a lot more open-minded. Depends on who you talk to, but it probably is. That's more of the Asian stuff. So at least with the Catholic energies, it's talking about it, but it's kind of like they're over here, we're over here. But the angels are helping us, but it's kind of like weird connection. I mean, I guess, well, at least from vibration I'm getting from it, at least. But as more, at least the smaller churches, Methodists, and all start understanding this alien stuff a little bit more, exploring, at least they're exploring it. That'll allow more, we'll speed things up. Just explore it. Of course, they'll probably call it the devil for a while. Just can't win. Love that devil. It's the best-selling. Jeez. And the Devil's Holiday is coming up, I guess. Depends on what outlook you have. One thing about all this dark stuff, all this, Halloween, it is a spiritual holiday. I give it that. It has that spiritual touch. I mean, of course, it's more darkness for the most part, but it does have a spirit energy. Even they have these Halloween like these stores that open up for just the Halloween for Halloween stuff. I think it's called the Spirit Store, if I remember right, something like that. So it does have a spiritual vibration and just a darker tone. Whatever it takes to open one up. So I might have to do some Halloween stuff. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see. Cupid energies. Oh yeah, for love interest. Okay, we're just all over the place tonight. For love, a lot of souls choose to be alone because they just don't feel like they're gonna find the right person or feel like they have the time or energy for it. They can, but they put a lot of their energy into their spiritual growth instead of the personal connections. There's enough people out there who are procreating for sure. Most of them do it at a young age, as you can see. Many people are getting, in their 20s, 50, usually people are getting together and having kids around those time periods. So, of course, there are others having younger. Nothing wrong with having a younger because the body's not always adapted for having children if you're up for that. But a lot of souls here, basically in the spiritual group, looking for more happiness and removing a lot of the blockages in this dimension. It's like you have a relationship with the earth, basically. Relationship with yourself, the earth, other dimensions. You don't necessarily need a physical connection because it can block your focus, depending on who it is. Not always the case. But it can block the focus of where you're going. Basically, those that are here to create a new earth are usually alone. Not always. Because finding the right person, if you can find the right relationship and sing with that energy, is like your other version of you in some ways. That works great, but that is not usually. That's not an easy connection usually. And it does take everything takes work, of course, because you have different perceptions and you can't split up. So it's like another job, basically, with relationships. It's like sometimes, not always. But it's like music. It's like, do you harmonize with each other? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But with let's see, with Cupid's energy, basic one moment, is knowing yourself. And many do know themselves spiritually, and don't necessarily agree with the relationship energy in this reality. Basically, it's like it's just not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for humans. So that's another thing. It's like I might be a human, but I don't find humans attractive. Not to say you find animals attractive, but it's like see you on the other side, basically. And it's true. It's like you might end up in a relationship. It doesn't mean you like this human relationship stuff is just nonsense. It's like in the spirit world, it's just a lot easier. The physical reality, not everyone is. A lot of the younger souls enjoy this physical energy, and the older ones, it depends. Some are just kind of tired of it and just ready to go to a wider, less dense reality. Let's put it that way, which makes sense. Your body starts falling apart and stuff like that. You just kind of. Sometimes it's better just to know, being alone is also, it's like you are centered into yourself. It's like, this is all I need. I don't need all of the extra clutter. Nothing wrong with relationships, but, I'm driving forward just fine. I don't want to get off my path. Some do, which is nothing wrong with it. It would add to their path, which a relationship will add to it, but sometimes having a partnership will take you off course. Sometimes it'll help your path, and sometimes it'll take you off course. It all depends. Everyone's different. So sometimes you have that communication energy, which is much needed for further in the soul growth. So it's different for everybody, of course. Not everybody, some sing better alone, some sing better with somebody in the passenger seat, basically, of life. So go what direction is right for you. Everyone's growing in a different vibration as you are clearing out chakras and knowing more about yourself. Next year is going to be, yes, it's not going to be an easy year. It's going to be a year of a lot of clutter healing. It's a major transition year, so expect the unexpected. You already see this year, your last couple of days, already said, what the, yeah, well, next year is going to be worse, apparently. This year hasn't been too bad. Well, weather-wise, that hasn't been great, but then again, it never is. But next year, it's just, you're not saying what it is, it just be prepared mentally, that's all. Yeah, this was going to be majorly tested next year. Even this year, we're kind of getting the glimpses of it. This year, they're not really saying a whole lot. It's mostly next year. There's maybe some stuff here and there this year. Not really giving me a cool glip, but next year, geez, get ready. Yeah, so next year it's just a test year. It's just going to get bombarded with one thing after the other. Not constantly, but it's going to be a rocket year. So anyway. All right, much love, everyone. Hopefully that was hopeful in some shape or some kind of way. Okay, much love. Take care.